Me, knowledge itself is that study of who you are. Most people can't answer that question, who you are. You ask a person how you doing, they gonna be like, good. You ask a person who you are, they get stopped for a second. Some people even get offended by the question, right? Because they ignorant on themselves. So for me, it's about literally studying yourself, right? Understanding how you was programmed, the type of language you speak, the where you grew up from. Like, nothing about who you are now, you understand me, is accident. It's all from your programming from a child, your indoctrination, the things that you was taught about the world, politics, education, and gender, everything right now, right? So it's about gaining knowledge yourself and starting from that reference point.
So let me ask you this. Would a person, I guess, who has moved past that oblivious state of their self-conscience technically be considered a paradigm shifter?
Well, a paradigm is, can be conceived in many different ways. Like, your habits is your paradigm. If a person is stuck making $15,000 a year, $30,000 a year, it's because their habits add up. Every single thing that they do in their life adds up to $15,000 or $30,000. So you have to do something to shift that, right? A person that's in bad relationships, they in a bad relationship paradigm. We're in a certain kind of economic paradigm. A paradigm shifter is one who really, throws the rules to the side and decides to add something new to the world, right? So yes, you shifting your paradigm when you're adding new value, new knowledge to yourself. So you start executing, moving, speaking, and doing things in a different way. Now you're entering into a new paradigm.
Right.
So what's the first step of knowing who you is? Like, what you think the first step is?
It's many different steps, but like I said, knowledge itself really encompasses the whole idea of it, right? If you got somebody that's in the streets, you understand me, and they want to figure out like, how do I take a look at myself and start evolving past where I'm at? Right, I always look at the E's that can grow a person. You got your environment, number one, right? Because your environment is connected to your nature, but it can override your nature. You understand me? So if you influenced by people that speak a certain language, that do certain things, then you automatically, most likely, go assimilate to the same way. You start acting like the people that you're around. So you got to audit your environment, right? Do you want to become your environment? Or do you want to stay in the same environment? If you're happy with the level of success that everybody in your environment has, you can look at that as your ceiling, right? That's essentially your dream, right? Same thing, then you got the next E, emotional intelligence. Most people don't have enough emotional intelligence to understand their own thinking and feeling process, right? So you got men and women who jealous and envy of each other because they don't understand where those emotions arrive from. Looking at just emotional intelligence, your environment, your education levels, right? And then for me, it's about experience and execution, right? Your experience dictate how you view and see the world, right? Like most people never leave the hood, so their mentality is completely based in the hood.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Even when they get on social media, they looking at the hood on social media. People from that environment that's like them. So they curate that same sort of thinking so they never go outside their box.
Yeah.
Right? Because they really not trying to change because we was taught that change is not good, right? When change can just represent growth. You can teach a person how to build a whole business and they'll just sit there and be like, thank you, bro, I appreciate that. But they take it as entertainment, right? Instead of like instructions to execute off of. So me, I like to create these systems of analogies because I feel like it's easier for people to remember and they can literally go and grade themselves from a 1 to 10. What's my environment like? What are my experiences like? What's my level of execution? What's my emotional intelligence, right? And what's my education levels?
You're listening to Big Facts with Big Bank and DJ Scream.